July 12, 2018, and me and a friend have traveled to Fort Myers to try to catch the Seminole Gulf Desoto turn and chase it from Fort Myers to Arcadia. After finishing up with switching Amerigas down on that spur, they are now coming back north of this switch to reverse back to their yard to switch around some more cars before leaving for Arcadia. We are currently on Seminole Gulf's Arcadia to Fort Myers line at milepost AX 963.8. One of my favorite parts about the Desoto turn today was that SGLR 595 was leading 593. 595 has an M3 horn, which is not common on many locomotives today. We headed back to their yard at Fort Myers. However, it started to rain, but luckily we had umbrellas with us, so I was able to stay in my spot while watching them switch a spur to pick up some more gondolas for the turn. However, as they were pulling out of the spur, I heard this. And that's when I called it and headed back to the car. The rain soon subsided, and we were able to catch the two locomotives running around the entire train to pick up some center beams before heading north to Arcadia. That last shot was taken at about 1:30 p.m. And finally, at 2:50 p.m., they let the horses run for Arcadia. They let the horses run, and along Evans Boulevard, we did the same. Battling the traffic, we just barely beat them over this crossing, and afterwards, we leapfrog over to the Caloosahatchee River. Afterwards, he stopped right on the Caloosahatchee River because the drawbridge had not yet been lowered, so he took that opportunity to leapfrog ahead to Jones Loop Road near Punta Gorda, Florida. In this shot, his consist will have changed, having switched two industries, taking him about 2 hours to get from there to here. You'll see how in just a minute. this shot, he has gained 3 cars. The boxcar from ProBuild and 2 open-top hoppers from Bayshore Landscaping. Between there and Punta Gorda, we put the horses in full swing and just barely beat him to the old depot at Punta Gorda. Well, we sort of beat him there. Wow. Eventually, we leapfrogged ahead to Cleveland Avenue. Somewhere in this area, they downgrade from heavy-duty rail to lighter rail, so from here on out, it's 10 miles an hour. Our next catch of him came at the Hill of the Desoto Turn, as it's called, also the County Road 761 crossing. Somewhere between Cleveland Avenue and here, they got a crew change. And I must say, I'm glad they did. It's known as the Hill of the Desoto Turn as it is the steepest grade on their line from Arcadia to Fort Myers, so lots of power is needed to haul this train up this hill on this 10-mile-an-hour speed limit. Next up, we stopped at Fort Ogden as we heard that they were stopping to pick up some hopper cars that they store there. I was already hoping to come to this spot as soon as we started our chase, because on a trip long ago, we stopped by this spot and saw these old hoppers here. And I must say, this spot hasn't changed since I was last here about 3 years ago. To skip most of the switching, they put that very last hopper on the main, shoved the rest back in, took the very first one out, hooked it up to the first one they put on the main, put it on the train, and left. I'll show the last part. From here, you can see the hopper that they have put on the main, and now they are shoving back in to drop off the other hoppers. And now, they will be taking off the first hopper to add to the consist with the other one. Now, after hooking up to the other hopper, they are now putting the 2 cars onto the consist. They got the air flowing, and within 5 minutes they were on their way to Arcadia. We leapfrogged a couple more miles ahead to Southwest Hull Avenue, this time on the sunny side of the train. After that crossing, we came just up the way to Arcadia. This is shot just around the corner from the Arcadia Y, which, if you take the north leg, becomes the CSX Brewster sub. From here, we went over to Seminole Golf's yard here in Arcadia to watch them shove down onto what is left of the ex-Charlotte Harbor Northern route to wait for CSX to come and pick up their cars that they brought here. After shoving back down south of the Y, they would Y the power again before shoving north of their yard to tie down until CSX would come to pick up the cars that they brought. With 595 and 593 shoving north of their yard, that would end the rail fanning day for July 12, 2018. We chased the Seminole Gulf Desoto turn all the way from Fort Myers to Arcadia. So with that being said, on the CSX Brewster subdivision at milepost SVC 883, this is Coda Boehner in Arcadia, Florida, out.